Let's look at the ice here, Kurtz. And I got to ask you here, I'm watching this Utah Mammoth team. Are they for real here? They're taking on the Leafs tonight. They just beat Buffalo last night. The Leafs finally came back and won a game there against Pittsburgh on Monday. But what are we looking at tonight? Are you a believer in Utah here?
Not here. I am a believer in Utah as far as making the playoffs is concerned, but here, back-to-back nights, coming off a fresh team here, you're more than likely going to get the backup goalie there for Utah. Vejmelka started last night there. So I am on Toronto. I'm going to go on the goal line here. I'm not going to lay minus 154. I don't feel that good about it, but I do think Toronto could win this game. Now, Toronto, this is not the Toronto of old, all right, where they're great during the regular season, choke in the playoffs here like they've done here. They've struggled somewhat this season. I think they're 7-5-1. Solid start. Nothing to really panic about, but, it's the Maple Leafs, so we do panic about them. No Mitch Marner. Austin Matthews got up to a so-so start. Tavares been scoring here. Nylander's back, which is so important. Remember, Nylander was out a couple of games, came back to that game on Monday, had 3 points there. So I do like the Maple Leafs tonight. If this is all even, if Utah hadn't played last night, I probably wouldn't touch this game. But the fact that they did play last night, I'm going to take Toronto. Another thing you always pick on, by the way, teams that played the night before generally get off to a slow start here. So maybe you just want to take Toronto in the first period. If you don't believe in them for the entire game, it could take a period for Utah to find their legs.
Take a look at St. Louis and Washington tonight. That game is in Washington. Biddington versus Thompson looks like the two goalies in this one. Overnight, we actually had, Georgia, minus 170 or so price at FanDuel. That's dropped down to minus 156. Other outlets are below a minus 150 right now as a favorite towards the Capitals. What do you think it's tonight between the Blues and the Caps?
Yeah, I got 152 here that it went. I think the Caps are going to win, so that's where I would certainly lie here. St. Louis got off to a rough start this season. They do have injuries as well. Robert Thomas returned on Monday here. Jake Neighbors, he's not coming back anytime soon. Jordan Kyrie's on the back of a milk carton. He's not doing all that much there. So their offense is struggling somewhat. And by the way, Ovechkin is struggling, right? He's not really doing much in the early part of the season here, trying to get the goal number 900. That being said, I would expect a lower scoring game, but I do like the Caps here. Probably the under is 5.5. I mean, you are getting a good price of plus 110 to take it here. I would have preferred obviously a 6.5 there, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of goals in this game. So I think towards Washington and the under.
Talk to me. I can't even believe the Blackhawks are 500 somehow, but yet here we are taking on Vancouver, who's pretty much the same. But the Blackhawks, I believe, have not beaten Vancouver in, 2005, maybe it feels like. So what happens here tonight on the late slate in Vancouver? Two 500 teams. Do the Blackhawks get off this line and finally beat the Canucks?
Well, I think that's why the number's so high, right? Because these two teams Vancouver's the better team, but not that much better. They're not 172 better. All right, so you're going to have to take the dog for that reason. You're going to get a good price here on Chicago, plus 142, and they are playing well. But you're right, it's been a long time since they've beaten Vancouver, so there's the issue. Vancouver's not a great team. They're not. Demko's a good goalie, but he's struggled of late as well here. This is a game where I'm sort of going the opposite here. All right, I do like Chicago, so I'll be my dog of the night, I guess. Although I don't love it. I don't love it like I did the Anaheim Ducks last night, but I do like it. I want to go the over, and even if it was 6, I would probably prefer a 6.5, so maybe take the alt there. But at 5.5, they're giving you but minus 140. And I don't hate that because this game, I'd be surprised if this is a lower scoring game. This smells like a 4-3 game, 5-4, somewhere around there. So the over is probably my favorite play in this game.
6.5 total laid for us, George. That's between the Kraken and the Sharks. You take a look also as a heavy favorite for the home ice team here, which is the Kraken at minus 172 to minus 175, depending where you're shopping. What are we seeing late night out on the West Coast tonight?
You're absolutely taking the over here. All right, the Sharks have no defense, but they can score a goal. Celebrini, you want to take an anytime goal? Go for it. Will Smith as well here. And no, not the Fresh Prince, and also not the Dodgers all-star catcher there, but he's scoring goals as well here. Sharks can score goals. They don't defend all that well, and their goaltending is, well, it's terrible. All right, so you're going with the goals that be scored here. Seattle should score some goals. Hey, McCann could be back tonight as well, one of their better goal scorers. I like Seattle and the over in this game. You can always parlay this, by the way, if you don't want to lay the minus 172.
George, talking about a local guy who I think's on the verge of being a superstar from Bedford, New York. That's Trevor Zegras last night, taking control, knocking off the Canadians. The Flyers are back in business, George.
You said he was always a good player. Maybe had a little trouble putting it together now. Maybe he's a little happier there getting out of Anaheim with Philadelphia. I would think there's more pressure in Philly, by the way, than Anaheim, but he's playing very well right now, but he's always had the talent.
Let's go, Flyers. I think that's what you're trying to say to me, George, and I appreciate that. Thanks for rising and grinding with us on a Wednesday morning on the early line. We'll talk to you again. As for Donnie and Joe, we'll be right back.